But don't worry about that. We got all the stages. There's
no, when you say boats, are you talking like a Call of Duty 4, like freight liner type boat, or are you talking
I'm just gonna
about
say
like?
I'm talking about like Pirates of the Caribbean, like Armada, like he's Lord Beckett.
So wooden carabiners are sailing about, carrying cargo for
the East India
UPS.
Trading Company, aka. Yeah, obviously the East India Trading Company became UPS over time. That's the evolution. That is the accurate history.
I mean, that is true. That's where it originated. And then all those
and even if not,
minds,
alternative facts.
All those intelligent minds thought, hey, how can we make this simpler? And, you know, like, how can we make more money for, I mean, we're sweating like grease monkeys out here doing all this work. Just like these guys are out here.
There you go. Good segue. Good segue. I was going to say, how can we segue this into like, the match here? Both playing pretty solid, but Sheik loves to roll.
Sheik with the shield. Good timing on the shield on the distance, but Falco is closing in good. Falco's closing in real quick. Multiple different power moves every single time the closing happens.
Those power moves. That forward power move for the KO.
C-stick,
He's just showing him up with these power shields, though. He's like, hey, wait, stop lasering so much. Not that he's really doing anything out of it. If you could, like, power shield grab or power shield, like, wave dash down smash. But he's just kind of power shielding and then getting hit.
The directional skills on these players are solid. That's what separates them from your average Yoko.
Power shield roll. Oh, I love it. Super optimal. Lets you dodge and not get hit at the same time. I need to get a drink. I'm in an atmosphere of being drunk, so like my state-dependent memory is telling me I should be drunk right now, but I'm not. So it's
well, I mean, I don't really know how to express my opinion on that. I am kind of drunk, and if you were at the drunk state, I would recommend water. If you're not at the drunk state, I guess I'd probably recommend beer, and then water once you are at the drunk state. That's my that's my own personal.
Can I substitute water for like a gin and tonic? Same thing, right?
Ooh, G&T's, absolutely, man. That is,
good.
That's a definite.
Beer and gin and tonic as a chaser.
That's a good go-to.
I'll drink like straight up gin and do like Malibu as a chaser. It actually works. It works in the sense that you get drunk really fast and it tastes awful. But anyway, so I'm not really seeing too much good movement or like combo ability from the Sheik. I don't think I've seen.
Are you saying this is amateur hour? To be honest,
I'm saying this.
I've been paying attention a little bit more to
like
your
she had a
voice
perfect
than I
edge guard
have been,
situation like against this Falco. He is at 22%. Could have gotten a game. Could have evened it up. Rolls away. Probably wanted to roll right there too, but couldn't in time. Tries to roll away.
Sheik's been late in sacrifice mode quite a bit here.
Less rolls.
No,
see, roll. See, you could have. No.
Oh, good.
So many
hey, I would
rolls.
say that's some good moves by Sheik. I would say that's some.
Yeah, she could do
got
like
out,
backwards somersaults.
But as soon as I started stroking the ego, then it got in the hitbox in a vulnerable moment, and boom, sacrificial mode. Falco sent him out.
This is the first time I've been commentating with someone more drunk than me. This is weird.
One of the things, I mean, this game already, by the time that you talk about what has happened, it's already onto so many moves later. Like, people have to be so fucking on point. And if they're trying to listen to what we're saying, then they're going to get thrown off. I hope they can't hear our voice.
No.
I hope
actually,
they can't hear
because I was totally just
sometimes
playing on
I think
that
I
setup.
talk pretty loud.
And I'd be like, and then I run off stage and die because I'm just like distracted by the people yelling. But anyway, let's see if the Sheik can like bring it back here. Oh, get a spot dodge. There you go. Mix-ups. Spot dodge can be good. It lets you remain close to your opponent after they miss and get a potential follow-up. Okay, I'm yawning. That's not a good sign. Clearly, I need an alcohol blanket and pillow. Joke. Oh, that he did not. I think he lowered his shield.
Got him with a C-stick too.
Thinking the Sheik was just going to come down right there.
That side B is dangerous with the disappearing.
How's he going to finish this?
But
see,
missed timing just a second too
rolls.
early. Sheik was always just that minuscule moment too early. Falco capitalized.
Yeah, that's rough. This player clearly considers rolling to be a much better technique than it actually is. Rolling can be good. It gets you out of a lot of dangerous situations. But the thing is, you're giving your opponent like a 50% chance of hitting you, like if they read it. So you don't want to do that. Well, actually, they're giving you a 100% chance of hitting you if they read it right. But you can only roll in 2 directions. So it's like, it's not really that good, because wherever you are in location when you start a roll, there's only 2 other places you could end up, and your opponent has the, yes, it's not that much, but the entire time of the roll to be like, oh, they're going over there now, and, you know, follow accordingly, or, you know, rezone the situation accordingly. So it's not really that good. Rolling in Melee, not the most safe. Probably not in 64 either. Brawl Smash 4 a little more safe, but...
I would recommend to all people listening to this that they rewind that and listen to what was said starting about like a minute and a half ago. Rewind that, listen to that 2-3 times, and you'd probably learn, you know, a very handy skill about this game.
All right, now your turn to provide like sage insight.
Ooh,
what do you have to say
sage insight about this
the
game,
Falco?
man?
No,
Not
just
a good
Falco
person.
Sheik.
I've played this game a shitload. I've played against a person who is continuously better than me, and that is frustrating.
That means you're pretty good, though.
Well, I mean,
you're the one learning. They're the one
true.
thinking
that
like,
is
oh, this
true.
person's
I'm always practicing this game, even whether I want to be or not. It seems that I'm practicing this game,
It's
and
such
so
a good game.
when
It
commentating,
attracts the most unlikely players, like people that you wouldn't consider video gamers, you know, or nerds, dare I say, like are people that will also enjoy this game, because it's just
absolutely
you get better at it just by trying to like do swaggier, faster like things.
Well, absolutely, 100%. Like just watching the characters and the way that they attack and the way that they send people out. I mean, just it really plays on the chords of the human pride. I mean, it's like, oh, dude, that is so sick. That is so cool.
See, that's sage insight right there. That is sage insight.
I won't argue with that one.
I mean, I see games like, I don't know, Soul Calibur's a pretty cool game, but like,
I have argued many times that this game is by far the best single-screen, multiplayer competitive game that there is.
Wow,
I mean,
I might agree with you on that, actually.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like,
despite it does have some design flaws, but
I mean, it can be choppy, I guess. You know, Melee, I suppose.
Jigglypuff.
And the thing about like Melee, it does rely more on skill. Melee might be more choppy, but at the same time, the more recent versions, such as Smash 4, which is pretty cool in the fact that you can play a player and their maps are pretty cool because they're pretty fucking huge. You know, I like those aspects. I like the aspects that they provide, but the one thing that is kind of a flaw in those games, the directional skill is not that good. The directional skill, you can pick that. It's kind of a game for kids in that aspect, where you can, you can be pressing your C stick down, and like directly down, while the character that you would be attacking is kind of down to the left. Your directional skill is off, and yet it still automatically goes to the character. Like it's like there's no L cancel with skill. Maybe that's just a setting. Maybe it's a setting you can turn off. I'm not I don't play this game that much, so maybe you can turn that shit off, which increases the directional necessity. But
I tried really hard to follow all of that. I think
exactly. Well, I mean, that's another
me.
thing where people would probably have to rewind that. People would have to rewind that a bit.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna rewind that because I feel like you're really trying to say something. But
well, absolutely. I'm talking about how Melee. Really you were talking about how Melee can be choppy, but at the same time, it directly relies on people's skills with the controller, like the directional skills.
I don't really know about choppy
game,
per se.
It's not
when
choppy.
I said
I mean, it's
like
not
design
choppy,
flaws, I mean
like
comparing this game to say Guilty Gear or something. Like the offensive and defensive options aren't quite as balanced, and the characters aren't quite as balanced. And like sometimes shielding doesn't work, sometimes the edge won't let you grab it, and a bunch of like little things like that that make it, to some people, a poorly designed game. But it has so many elements that games like Guilty Gear don't have that attracts people that aren't typical fighting game players. Anyway, I'm sure like he's trying to say something. What? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, the Falco. Yoyos one. I know who that is. I commentated with him at the monthly. This Falco's looking pretty good.
It's the vodka. It's impolite to refuse drink, I tell you.
I'm seeing a lot less rolls, and I think it's because he heard me complain about them. So that's good. That's good. Okay, there's a lot of rolls. Though. He
the down C stick
2 rolls into a down smash and died for it. Maybe he was expecting, because I called out that less rolls were happening, then he tries to do it as a mix-up. Real life mix-ups. So when you say like, "Hey, I'm gonna forward smash you right now," and then you walk up and you actually do it because you're like 2 levels ahead of your opponent.
Those who do,
Teach.
just simply do. No,
And
those who do, they just simply do it. And then those that can't do, I mean, like, I guess I would have to be categorizing myself amongst that
Do you
bunch
watch
right now
yourself when
because
you talk?
Kind of. That's
I was
what
going
my
to say,
eyes
your
are
eyes